Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Bam Malak. Just coming up with just another quick lesson. This lesson gonna come out of Lamentation, the 5th chapter. Because I was reading that 4 and 5 this morning. So I figured I'd just do a quick little lesson on Lamentation, the 5th chapter. And so before we get started, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rekak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, to the Akim, and the Akwaf that are listening and learn. To you, I say Shalom. And there's a lot going on. I just finished listening to a video by Apostle Tahar with that gold that was being found in Uganda. I'm gonna just say a quick words on that one. Don't be surprised if Uganda don't have weapons of mass destruction over there in Uganda. Don't be surprised, because we know America want that gold. And like he said in the video, China is over there. Uganda and China, they don't came into an agreement, an alliance. So America gonna have to go through China. So either China gonna have weapons of mass destruction, which they already know of. China got those nukes. America gonna have to bring some kind of, what they do. They normally put those, can't remember right off the top of my head right now, where they stop all import, export going in and out of certain countries. So, you can expect the export and the import of Uganda to cease real quick, especially under the authority of America. So they got that gold is worth to be about, 12 trillion, and there's so many tons. So America gonna want their hands in that. But with China already over in that area operating, so that's a rumor of war that's about to take place. That's a rumor of war. So keep your eyes out on that. Keep your eyes out on that. So, America wants some of that gold from Uganda. That'll make Uganda one of the richest countries in the world with all that gold, and China already got dibs on it. And if China got dibs on it, that means Russia got dibs on it, because China and Russia, they got an alliance going on as well. So America's definitely got their hands full, with China and Russia right now. Gonna take a stronghold and a big stake of that gold over there in Uganda. So America really is, we don't know what they're gonna do, but we know America got their eyes open, because they big-eyed. They want everything. They want all nations' resources. We all know that. So keep your eyes open on that. So without further ado, let's just get right into this book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 1. And it reads, "Remember, O Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, what is come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach." Saying we've been a reproach and a byword here in America, Babylon the Great, since they brought us over here through the transatlantic slave trade, even until this very day. We're a reproach. Why? Because again, I have to say to every lesson, how your oppressors see you as 3/5 of a human being. That's on records. That's on they books. That you Negroes, mainly specifically you Negroes, are 3/5 of a human being. So we are a reproach. They don't even consider us a whole human being, and that's on their books. So how can a country give you respect when you're not on books, that you're not even a human being, a whole human being? So you got to understand, your enemies, that leopard man, that red man, that Esau, the Edomite. You have to understand his thinking. And his thinking is, damn, if y'all still on record 3/5, y'all crying for everything except to get that wiped off the books. Even when a criminal go to court and they find him guilty, and he know he's not guilty, then about 10 or 15 years he be found to be not guilty. They want to expunge everything from the books. He want his record expunged. Why? Because he want to be, hey, I want a fresh start. Even after Esau took 10 or 20 or 30 years of your life away. So, and that's the same thing. That's what Esau is saying. Hey, they don't even know how to come to us and tell us, hey, we want that expunged off the books. That you Negroes, specifically the tribe of Judah, is considered 3/5 of a human being. Y'all don't even y'all not even crying for that. So how can a nation look at you as a human being and treat you as a human being when on their books you're not a human being? So we don't born in reproach of our forefathers. That's why we are byword You go to the book of Deuteronomy 28. It say, verse 2, Lamentation 5 and 2. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. Our houses, you got 1948ers that are living over there in our land. Even here here in America, you got the Gad. They took our Gad, this land, but the Most High Yahawashi Hamashayach gave all this land to Gad. And Gad was even willing to share some of this land with Esau. But Esau said he want all of the damn land. He wanted to put Gad in a small space, in a small box, and say, hey, we're going to give y'all the most decrepit, dilapidated housing, school system, and everything that's possible. But we're going to get all the glory of your land. So they don't took the land. Many of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all can't put 1 + 1 together and equals 2. Verse 3, it said, we are orphans and fatherless, our mothers as widows. And we are orphans. We're orphans, man. We're orphans. Nobody wants us. Don't no country, whether it's America, whether it's England, whether it's France, whether even in our homeland, they don't want no one melanated people in their lands. If they had their choice, they would get rid of all you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. And that's point blank, period. So you're an orphan. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. I'm about to look up that word water. And we know you can also associate like water and like horses with power. Because, water is, is one, you think about when you have hurricane, what is the main factor of hurricane? Heavy water, waves, swells, that are coming up to the land. So we're forsaking our power. We're forsaking our power because we're forsaking the Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach. And that's point blank, period. We're forsaking the Most High, the God of the Bible. Not this newly created God that y'all call on, Jesus Christ. Fuck him. I can say that, without a doubt. And I'm not even worrying about any kind of repercussion because we know that ain't the power. We know that that's not our power. We know that that white boy is a created God. So, so we can say fuck him. And I say it. And the brothers in the brotherhood will say the same thing because we open up the scriptures and read. And we know if the Most High Yahawashi Hamashayach, when he cracked them skies, he gonna be a melanated man, gonna look just like we are. Why? Because the scriptures tell us how our Most High would look. He tell us that, so we don't have to go down and bow the knee to Serapis Christi any longer. Let's continue. It say our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. That's verse 5. Let's read that again. It said we have drunk. It said our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. God damn, what? Who's that? The boy, I don't forgot the kid name up there in Minnesota. Was his neck under persecution? Was his neck under persecution? Go back and look at some of the photos of slavery and just Google hangings in America, and you will see that our neck has always been under persecution. They always have put that damn noose around our neck. George Floyd, in this case, now they're using their knee to put your neck under persecution. Hey man, you can't make these scriptures up, man. You can't make it up. It said we labor and have no rest. And in Micah 2 and 10, it said, roughly paraphrasing, said, depart, for this is not your rest. Matter of fact, let's just get this. Let's go to the book of Micah 2 and 10. I know since I'm paraphrasing, we can just go right to it. It said the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10, it said, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. And this place here, it is for you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, it will destroy you with a sore destruction. Why? Because of the philosophy, the wickedness that's being sown here. And our people are continuously gravitating towards wickedness. You Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans now gravitate towards wickedness. And what's the biggest wickedness that's taking place this whole month? The Alphabet Community Month. And our people are going out in ways supporting this madness. this wickedness. That's why I said, arise ye depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you with a sword destruction. And a sword destruction is gonna be wild because of those thermonuclear destruction that's gonna come here on America, Babylon the Great. Let's keep reading, man. Try to get through this fast. Again, it's verse 5, Lamentations 5:5. Our necks are under persecution. We labor, we have no rest. And many of y'all can't rest. You work all day. You might work 12 hours a day, come home, get your 3 hours sleep, or 4 or 5, 6 hours sleep, and then you right back at work. You know, you have no rest. You know why? Because you got to rob Peter to pay Paul in order for you to survive here. That's what it's saying. You laboring hard. We labor. Our people been laboring here in America for over 500 years. Laboring. And look, and do we own anything of substance? We don't own anything of substance here in Babylon. We don't own banks. I have to say this. You don't own no grocery stores. You don't no banks, no grocery stores, no clothing stores, no gas stations, no water plants. We don't own anything. We have to go to them for one of all things. Go read Deuteronomy 28, verse 6. We are given the hands to the Egyptians. We know that modern day Egyptians are the Edomites. Why? Because under the Egyptians' captivity, now we under the Edomite captivity, the Roman captivity, Babylon again. And to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. You give your hands, you go work all day. You know, you work all day. And you still, satisfy yourself with just some bread. Because y'all don't want the living water. That's one thing about Israel. Israel don't want no living water. And the living water is the Holy Scriptures. Verse 7, it say, our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities. Our fathers have sinned, and we have not. That's what y'all saying. That was our forefathers' sin. But y'all living in sin every day. We have borne their iniquities, so we had to borne their iniquities. Go Matthew 25, when y'all said, let his blood be upon us and our children. You know, verse 8, servants rule over us. There's none that doeth deliver us out of their hand. And it says servants rule over us. Man, you know what precept that gonna come out of? Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes. The book of Ecclesiastes, because it says servants rule over us, right? The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 6. It says, folly is set in great dignity. The rich sit in low places. Why are you rich? You know, because the word came to you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, because we are the biblical Israelites. And why are we rich? Let's go to the book of Revelation. We're going to come back to, let's go to the book of Revelation. This is why you're rich. Book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. And I might have to start up. I'll start at 8. And to the angel of the church in Smyrna, write, these things saith the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. Yahawashi Hamashayach. Verse 9, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. The Most High is saying he know our works, our tribulation, and our poverty. He's saying, but thou art rich. Why? Because the Most High Yahawashi Hamashayach, he came not but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You know, you can't make this up. It's no way you can, you know, when I finish this lesson, there shouldn't be no way where you can have one doubt that you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of, because we're the only one experiencing all kind of tribulation since we've been here in the Americas. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogues of Satan. And who are those Jewish pretenders, the 1948ers? What do they worship in? Synagogues. Let's go back to Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 6. It say, folly is set in great dignity. The rich sit in low places. Again, we just proved to y'all, you know, out of Revelation 2 and 10, 9, that, you know, the Most High said, I know y'all, the tribulation, y'all poverty, but we're rich. We're rich, and we're the low that's sitting in. We're the rich that sit. We're the rich that sit in low places. We're in the low economic conditions here in America, Babylon the Great, and y'all still trying to seek that bread. Y'all trying to get that bread from Edom, when you should be trying to get that living water that's being spread through the four corners of the earth. It say, verse 7, Ecclesiastes 10:7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. And right now, they had that up in New York City, where they had one of them presidents, former presidents, that he was sitting on top of the horse, and he had Gad and Judah, with shackles around their necks and with ropes hanging, and he was sitting on top. You can't make this up. And a couple of years ago, about 3, 4, 5 years ago, here in Texas, they had you had that one Jake, and that sheriff was on a horse, and he had Jake marching him through the streets, in handcuffs. He was on a horse, and you had a so-called Jake, which would be from the tribe of Judah. He was walking behind it, with a long rope and handcuffs. He was walking just like that. See, and that's scripturally, man. Ain't nothing, it's nothing new under the sun, man. That's nothing new under the sun. So let's go back to Lamentations. I'm not trying to be fast, but I'm trying to just get the points, man. Verse 8 is again, servants have ruled over us. There's none that doeth deliver us out of their hand. And can't none of those servants deliver us out of their hand. I don't care how many times you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans go and vote. Them servants, they can't deliver you out of their hands. They'll tell you they're gonna give y'all a little relief. Esau quick to come and tell y'all during the election time period all these wonderful things that they're gonna do for your community. And as soon as they get into the office, they realize that everything works a whole lot different. All those promises that they promise you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans to clean up your communities, get you good schools, to get you better jobs, and higher paying jobs, it goes out the window. Why? Because they are bought and paid for by the global elites, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Oppenheimers. Those are the people that really control Washington, D.C. Again, if you still think that your president run things, you're a fool here in America. Because he's selected, he's not elected. He's selected by the global elites, to be used as they want him to be used. So understand that. So when y'all go vote, understand, that's the definition of sanity, doing the same thing over and over and looking for a different result. You guys been, ever since they gave us the voting rights, you've been voting, and shit you're still at the bottom. Still, last hired, first fired. So at some time you have to understand, like, man, that's insanity for y'all to keep marching, keep going, getting behind these women and voting. Point blank, period. Verse 9, we got our bread with the perils of our lives because of the sword of the wilderness. And Esau is that sword, man. He's that sword. Verse 10, our skin was black like an oven because of terrible famine. Verse 11, they ravished the women of Zion and the maids in the cities of Judah. Let's read that again. They ravished the women of Zion, and our women are constantly are being objectified with sexuals because our women don't turn to whores here, man. So you ain't gotta like it. As simple as that, man. You turn on, they all tatted up, looking like Allen Iverson. They tatted up all over the place. They whores. They want to shake their ass everywhere they go. They want to be loud everywhere they go. There's no more chastity with the so-called Negro woman. And now you got the other tribes. You got Issachar women are starting to act like whores. So you got to understand, man. You got to be hard on the women, because the women's are they bring forth the nation. We give seed, but they just an incubator to bring forth that life. And if they are running around here by Planned Parenthood, then how can a nation continue to thrive when our women are getting behind Planned Parenthood, talking about our body, our choice? So they want to get rid of that fetus. Verse 11, again, they ravished the women of Zion and the maids in the cities of Judah. Princes are hanged up by their hands. The faces of elders were not honored. Hang up by their hands. Sometimes you might see Judah all scratched up on some of them not slave, but some of those pictures, you'll see Judah's hands both tied up. And they not being honored as the honorable men that they are. Why? Because they are the Israelites. And you're supposed to honor an Israelite. The Most High said, roughly paraphrasing that, he said, shall not even a dog wag his tongue against the children of Israel. So that means, man, when we walk the earth, when we come back into our greatness under Hamashayach, dogs, animals gonna have so much respect. They gonna know that we are Israelite. They gonna look at an Israelite and they'll bow down to an Israelite. And that's what you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, that's what y'all don't have, a kingdom mindset. Y'all don't have that kingdom mindset, man. A kingdom mindset is understanding, man, when you walk the earth, man, people gonna bow down to you. Why? Because we are the sons of God. And I know somebody gonna come out, we are all sons of God. That a simple nigga and a simple Eve will come up with that bullshit. You know, they'll come at you with that mess. But if you go back and you'll see Jake hung up, hands up there, you know, they beating him. You know, and they did that mostly in slavery when they tied him around a tree or they tied him up like this and they just beat him like he wasn't shit because he was an honorable man. And they know that. Verse 13, they took the young men to grind and the children fell under the wood. Let me go look up this wood, man, because let's go to Lamentation, what's that? 5:13. Let's go look up this wood, man. I should have been on looked up that word. Let's see if we can get anything out of that. Gallows. They hung our kids too. Gallows, plank. You know, some of our people, when they was coming over through that transatlantic slave trade, man, people were jumping over, you know, they say walk the plank. Some of the people were just jumping over the plank because they knew it was better to be dead than to come over here and suffer all this persecutions and all this sufferings that our people were gonna go through. So that's all it means, you know, exactly what it is. Plank, timber, tree. We were hung on the trees. So our kids are beating on the trees. They beat you. So there you go. Verse 14, it said the elders have ceased from the gate, the young men from the music. And you didn't have the elders in the entrance of the gates telling everybody when they was doing something wrong, man. That's why the Most High Yahawashi Hamashayach, he always put the prophets. And what did the prophets go speak at the entrance of the gates? You know, all you have to do is open up if you just open up the Bible, if you just challenge the Bible a little bit, 2/3 of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all will understand. Jeremiah 7:34. Then will I cause to cease from the cities of Judah and from the streets of Jerusalem the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness, the voice of bridegroom, the voice of bride, for the land shall be desolate. And that's what taking place, man. The land is desolate, man. We're desolate, but right now we're building the desolate places, man. Why? Through the spirit and power of Yahawashi Hamashayach. We're building the desolate places, you know, and we're talking about the hopeful elect, you know, coming back into their nationality, coming back to their power, Yahawashi Hamashayach. There's nothing hard about this. Nothing hard at all. Verse 15, the joy of our hearts is ceased, our dance is turned into mourning. You know, and 2/3 of y'all on TikTok dancing, but y'all should be mourning because the things that are about to come into the planet Earth, shit ain't nothing, you know, especially for 2/3 of it, you know, because y'all in y'all iniquity, y'all over y'all head in iniquity. Verse 16, the crown is fallen from our heads. Woe unto us that we have sinned, our crown. that godly crown that we was born with. We was born being children of the Most High. And that crown, it no longer ceased. You know, why? Because we don't even know who we are as a people. We still calling ourselves black. You calling yourselves Mexicans. You calling yourselves Jamaicans. You calling yourselves Puerto Ricans. You know, that's, and the real crown is in the children of Israel. That's the real crown. Oh, well, matter of fact, let's get that. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. Nope. Yeah, I think it's in 2nd Esdras. Because the Most High says, speak with, they're going to give crowns. It might be in first or second, 1st Esdras, the 2nd chapter, somewhere around there. The 2nd Esdras, chapter 2, and verse 43. And this is what Ezra saw. Man, we had crowns on our heads, and the hopeful elect gonna get crowns on their heads again. You know, first crown was the crown that because we was the children of Israel. This crown is gonna be because we done stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach. This the crown that we ultimately, this what we're fighting for. This is what we do these lessons for. This is what we do go out on the highways for. Because we're trying to receive this crown. The 2nd Esdras, chapter 2, and verse 43. Now I'm starting at verse 42. And I, Ezra, saw upon the Mount Zion, a great people, whom could not number, and they all praised the Most High with songs. See, you know, we just came out of lamentation because we used to sing unto the Lord. Now y'all sing unto the Lord in a more of a they use that gospel music to sing to the Lord, but they're not singing to the Lord. They singing to, you know, just for, I ain't gonna say, I definitely can't say they sing it to the Lord. We know that it's just for money. They make these feel-good songs to you so-called Christians, you know, so because they know they're gonna play them in your churches, your music directors, they're gonna be playing all these songs. Y'all playing that music to be seen. But see, we used to sing unto the Lord because we knew how great and how powerful, how omnipotent he was to his people. So 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and verse 42. And I Ezra saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Most High with songs. Verse 43. And in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. And we're gonna be more exalted, man. We're gonna be, you know, we're gonna be exalted. Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach in songs. Why? Because this is gonna be the songs of great deliverance. This is gonna be the songs that we're gonna be saying, hey, thank you, Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach, for coming delivering us from our oppressors. And if you say that you haven't been oppressed, or your family member, or your ancestors, your great grandmother, your mother's great grandmother, your mother's mother, great grandmother, if they haven't been oppressed, then you niggas are just on drop the ball. Y'all don't drop the ball, and y'all don't got yourself comfortable. Y'all don't got comfortable here in America because of your position. Maybe you got a position in a company where you might be over a couple of Edomites, whatnot. You know, you got a little money, you got a little status, so you feel like, okay, since though I'm over them, now we just like them. No, we're better than them. We always have been better than them. They know who we are. To tell a lie, you must know the truth. Again. And one of their heads, he set crowns and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. Verse 44. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? Verse 45, 2nd Esdras 2 and 45. And he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms. So we're going to get our crowns back, man. We're going to get our crowns back. We're going to get our crowns that we're going to be the sons of the living God, Yahawashi Hamashayach. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're fighting for. You know, even when your family members come up against you, even when your family members scoff at you, and you know they're going to scoff because they so consumed with Jesus the Christ, so Serapis Christi. Them niggas love Serapis Christi. They love that white boy. You can't tell them that that white boy is not the power in the Bible. Why? Because them niggas don't want to do better. When you know better, you do better. I said I was gonna stop saying that word, but sometimes it's hard when you look at the so-called tribe and just see how on such a low vibration that they operate under. Low vibration, man. Low vibration, man. You know, but you know, you deal with them, you just have to laugh, man. So you have to sit down, you have to put your arms up and you giggle at them like, damn, this Jake, this E, can't tell them. Can't tell them nothing, because if it's coming from us, I look too much like them. Don't have no brothers or sisters that don't graduated from college. You know, you definitely ain't gonna be able to tell them nothing. Not the wisdom of this world. You know, you can't tell them nothing. So you just like, hey, look at them. And you just pray that maybe one of the other brothers that can get hold to them, a camp, they might go by a camp somewhere, and that word, that the spirit and power of Yahawashi Hamashayach rest on them and they can receive this truth. But we know it's not. We know it's not, because they too consumed in this world. You know, everything evolves around America, Babylon, the great spiritual Egypt. Everything evolves around going out here chasing that money. Everything evolves around, hey, what I'm gonna build up my future from, you know, my legacy. You know, that's a big thing with the Edomites. It's always talking about their legacy. Then you have Jake and the basketball players and football players and everybody always talking about what kind of legacy they're gonna leave behind. But you gotta worry about nothing about here, because when we get in the kingdom, y'all think you niggas gonna be talking about the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame? Niggas ain't gonna be thinking about no Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. But they gonna be looking at it like, damn, this what they gonna be saying. This what Ezra saw, and this what in the kingdom, you know, when y'all come back and you're gonna be born back, this what y'all gonna be saying. Damn, y'all gonna be saying, verse 42, y'all gonna be saying, and in the midst of them was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, and we don't know how tall Mashiach Yahawashi. When you break that sky, man, it's just gonna be a beautiful time, because great deliverance is gonna come. And upon of all the rest, and upon one of their heads, and upon every one of their heads, he set crowns and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. And the people gonna be like, damn, that's them? They the ones that received the crown? They the ones that was born the first fruits of the new kingdom? That's what everybody gonna, when people see it, they're gonna be like, damn, you know, ain't nobody gonna be thinking about no damn Hall of Fame, basketball, no football. How many yards goddamn Franco Harris ran from? Ain't nobody gonna be talking about, oh, he caught the tilt pass. You know it. It was off fingertips and he ran it in for a touchdown. Ain't nobody gonna be talking about that shit, man. All they gonna be talking about is those that was delivered on that first go around. Damn, look at them. Cause we're still gonna be walking with that crown. Everybody gonna know it. We fighting for that. We gonna continue to fight for that. So you niggas can't say shit to us about talking about what we preach and hate. Nah, we fighting for these crowns. Back down to 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and verse 44. So I asked the angel and said, sir, what are these? Read 45, read it again, 2nd Ezra 2:45. And he answered and said unto me, these be they that put off the mortal clothing and put on immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahawashi Hamashayach. Now are they crowned and receive palms. We're going to get the crown, and we're going to be getting them palms, and we're going to be praising the Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach. Going to be praising him just like we praising him right now, man. Praising the Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach. Verse 46. Then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So, you know, and you know, y'all gonna miss out on this. Y'all gonna miss out on, you know, what person is this that giving them palms and crowning them. Y'all gonna miss out on this. Why? Because y'all are looking for Serapis Christi. So, and that name, y'all niggas gotta be consumed alone. And that name, I consume y'all alone. You know, y'all deserve that missile to be missile bait. Just continue to say that name when we don't came back, when the prophets, you know, when the Most High starting with, you know, Abba Bivens, you know, and the other prophets that he put back on the earth. You know, King Marshawn, you know, and don't put that on them to manifest the name to the children of the day, the children of the elect. When I say children of the day, I mean this generation. Verse 46. Again, then said I unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them, Yahawashi Hamashayach, and giveth them palms in their hands? Verse 47, he gonna tell you. And he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the God, whom they have confessed in the world. Who we confess. See, who we confess, the sons of the Most High, who we confess, and we know the name to be Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi. We confess in that name. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. And we're going to stand stiffly for the name of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi, even in the face of our mockers, even in the face of our oppressor. We're going to call upon the name of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Point blank, period. And we know 2/3, y'all call Serapis Christi, and we're going to call the name of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi, and we're going to see where the chips may fall. We know what those, the chips on that name going to fall. We know where that's going to fall. We know where that's going to fall. But we know that the deliverance is going to come by the name of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. Verse 48. Then the angel said unto me, go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders the Most High thy power thou hast seen. And we doing the same thing that Ezra's did. Hey, we going by telling y'all these great things. We going by telling y'all that the name of the Lord is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. We going by telling y'all that they gonna the new world order, that they gonna try to bring that rice chip, you know, that grain of rice to put in your hand or your forehead. Revelations chapter 13, 16 through 18. We're going to tell y'all that there's going to be a Jacob's trouble. We're going to tell y'all that there's going to be an uproar of the people here in Babylon the Great. We're coming telling y'all that a nation divided cannot stand. We're telling y'all these things, and y'all still don't want to repent. Y'all still think that everything just going to get all right. Well, 2022, it looked like now y'all gonna be saying 2022, it brought on high gas price and high food price. So we can just get through the end of this year, and 2023 gonna be just a little bit better. They gave y'all niggas a plague, and we know ultimately it's by the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi. But he made them devils, you know, put this plague on y'all. Then it did. Draconian had a lockdown. You're gonna have another lockdown. And now they got the high, you know, they're like, hey man, they didn't, because the people didn't fully be persuaded in the 19. So now they're like, hey, okay, they didn't want to believe on the 19. But y'all gonna believe when y'all see these damn gas prices, they continue to rise sky high. Y'all gonna start believing when the food prices continue to rise. You know, y'all gonna start believing something. See, that's one thing about it, they know how to get you. And that devil, he know how to get you. He know. He sit down and he knows, especially Jake. Jake done got their cars. They know Jake like to drive at them parks. So they're like, hey, raise the price on them niggas. Raise that gas price on them niggas. Because these all know his people eventually gonna come around. They gonna eventually come around. They gonna eventually come around. They gonna come around. They gonna be looking at y'all niggas like, why y'all niggas ain't conforming? You know, everything to get back to normal if y'all just conform. Told y'all niggas with the 19. If y'all just get a shot, everything get back to normal. Jake didn't want to do that. You had a lot of Jakes did, them olders, and that older generation, you know, and I mean that older generation, you know, I ain't gonna say older generation, cause shit, I'm up there. But we know that the sleep generation, the older generation, but the 2/3 of the generation, they gonna do everything. They gonna get in them lines to get their grain of rice. They gonna do all of that. You know, they gonna do all that because they pastors gonna tell them to. Go on and get in them lines. Don't listen to them Hebrew Israelites. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. I'm the pastor. I'm telling you, we believe in good old Jesus the Christ, and he's gonna come and deliver us. That's what they gonna tell you. That's what your pastor gonna tell y'all. And many of y'all gonna, especially, you know, the Israelite woman, she gonna listen to her pastor before she listen to a man at the house. You know, his word outweigh anything that goes on in the house. But oh well, let's go back to Lamentation. Let's get back to Lamentation. What I stop at? Yeah. Yeah, the crown is, Lamentation 5 and 16, it said, the crown is fallen from our head, woe unto us that we have sinned, because we have sinned. Why? Because we forsaken the Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach. So thus we find ourselves in this predicament. See what precept got right there. Psalm 6 and 7, it say, mine eyes is consumed because of grief. It is waxed old because of all my enemies. And we got a bunch of enemies. And 2/3 of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans don't realize who your enemies are. You know, y'all will be like, anybody can be your enemy. That's the first thing come out of Jake and Eve mouth. Anybody can be your enemy. Yeah, nigga, we know anybody can be your enemy, but we got a #1 enemy on the earth. A #1 enemy on the earth. And he's done everything. He write laws. He govern laws against you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Verse 17, it say, for this our heart is faint, for these things our eyes are dim. You know, and many of y'all just can't see. Y'all can't see. It's verse 18, because the mountain of Zion, which is desolate, the foxes walk upon it. You know, and you know what a fox, the nigga said, man, that nigga like, what they say that joke is, what's that little saying? Like a fox, that joker is sneaky like a fox or something like that. A fox will sneak up behind you. I was just watching a movie. A kid was just, a little movie. A joker was out there doing something with his boy, Mr. Cutting wood, chopping wood, and a fox just came up behind him. He didn't even know the fox was behind him, getting ready to tear him up. Granddad had a shotgun, you know. So yeah. Verse 19, it said, thou, O Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach, remainest forever, thy throne from generation to generation. Verse 20, wherefore doest thou forget us forever and forsake us so long time? And it's been a long time in our eyes, because, you know, we know that the Bible said, you know, one day to the Lord is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years but one day unto the Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach. So it's been a long time for us, because we've been in these corruptible bodies, man. We've been in these mortal bodies, and it's been, you know, it's been, you know, it ain't been but what, 2 days to the Lord. It hasn't been but 2 days. Verse 20, verse 21, it said, turn thou us unto the Most High Yahawashi Hamashayach, and we shall be turned. Renew our days as of old. Renew our days as of old. Because the Most High, you know, you can go to what Exodus 4 and 22. I read it all the time, man. Most High said, go to Pharaoh, and thus saith Pharaoh, let, you know, the children of Israel is my firstborn. Matter of fact, hang on, trying to paraphrase it from what? The book of Exodus 4 and 22, and thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. That's what we try and remember the days of old, when we was the firstborn of the Most High. That's why we repent. That's why we call the name of the Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach. We want to remember that we're his firstborn. We try to remember. We want him to remember that he's the firstborn. Let's go to Isaiah 40. Isaiah 40, verse 1, we read, comfort ye, my people, saith the Most High. Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her, that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she have received the Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach hands double for all her sin. We receive double for all our sin. We receive double for all our sin. The Most High saying, hey man, he don't pardon us now. We pardon. We coming into the period of being pardoned. We got to go through that fire, but you know, we get through that fire, boy, we come into the period of being pardoned, man. This is a future prophecy. This is a future prophecy, man. I know you people, I know my listeners just won't get it. They just, you know, you can't get it. You can scoff though, but you're just not gonna get it. Man, coming into a time, really it's going to feel like great despair is going to be on the earth. You people still trying to gather stones for the next year. Y'all still trying to rest y'all loins on, well, you know, man, 6 months into 2022. Well, I hope 2023 better. Jake want to get way ahead. We telling y'all right now. Listen, read my lips, damn it. This shit ain't getting no better. You go listen to the prognosticators of Esau. They gonna tell y'all that peace and safety. First Thessalonians, you know. Matter of fact, let's go get that. They gonna tell y'all everything about peace and safety about to come. Let's go to. I ain't read that in a while. Let's go to First Thessalonians. First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. That's what they're gonna tell you. Hey, peace and safety is coming 2023. It's gonna be peace and safety. You got even Detroit. They say they can't even respond to certain calls. So when they say certain calls, they're not gonna be responding to suspicious person calls. They probably not going to be responding to a traffic accident unless there's a fatality. They're not going to be responding to simple break-ins, simple assaults. They're not going to respond to those calls, you know, because they ain't got enough gas, man. Do you realize how many calls a day that you can take with a suspicious person call, vehicle accident, a home burglary? How many calls you can respond to a day? Trust me, I know. You know, so they're not going to be responding to them calls. So, you know, those domestic violence calls, you know, they're not going to respond to the domestic violence unless Eve is laying out with maybe her eye socket laying out on the ground and she about to die. They're not going to respond to them calls up there in Detroit. Why? Because they got a gas shortage, man. So, but Esau going to tell y'all that everything's going to be okay. Like, how can it be okay when even when we know that the police, when they call, they should exercise, you know, act under the color of law, that they don't. Because you got some of these officers out here that just don't know, hey, number one, they come with their biases already. So, you know, they already know they're going to be like, we don't trust them Jakes, don't we? You know, what's going on in them niggas, they deserve everything. That's how those like officers understand things. So, you got to, you know, and I'm telling you, so the people up in Chicago, and that's coming to a city near you. When these gas prices continue to rise, you know, and not only that, when the gas prices continue to rise, them food trucks, them 18-wheelers gonna stop being operational. You know, at some point, they're gonna be like, hey man, we ain't making enough money, you know, because of the cost of diesel, for the cost of regular gas. Everything is predicated on how this fuel and how this fuel economy is panning out. People just don't get it. Let's go back to Lamentation. I ain't got but one more. Lamentation chapter 5 and verse 22. But thou hast utterly rejected us. Thou art very wroth against us. And the Most High, he rejected us, man. He rejected us because we rejected the Most High. He sent His Son to redeem us back to the Father 2,000 years ago. And now 2,000 years later, y'all still rejecting the Most High, Yahawashi Hamashayach. Why? Because we're telling y'all that's His name. Because our ancestors, who Esau Edom, our oppressors, beat Jesus the Christ into our ancestors, and they put it in their books. So now, you know, that is the law. That name is the name in which y'all gonna keep on y'all tongues. And as I said before that, fuck that white boy Jesus. And I ain't worried about no kind of recompense on that. Because I know the name of the Lord. I know the name of the Lord. I know the God of the Bible name is Yahawashi Hamashayach. That I know. When I first heard that name, boy, I knew that was the name. When I first heard that name, I said, that's the name I've been listening, waiting for. That's the damn name that I've been waiting for. And I got it. And you think I'm going to let it go? For a white boy? You niggas crazy. So, you know, I'm going to close it out there. We read all Lamentations, the 5th chapter, a few precepts. You know, so, hey, stand by, man. It's about to get worse out here. It's about to get worse. And y'all just don't know. It is about to get worse. And y'all gonna, you know, and Israel gonna, the tribes gonna continue to put their head in the sand. Y'all gonna continue to be driving around here thinking everything just gonna be all right in 2023. You know, if 2020, you know, 2020 was hell, 2021 was more hell, 2023, 2022 is more on top of more hell. And we know 2023, when it get here, if it get here, you know, if it get here, you know, if it get here, we don't know. We don't know. No man know the time or the hour in which the Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach gonna return to the earth. But we praying for a new heaven and a new earth. We in 2022, Apostle Hart, he coined that hastening of the Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach. We still hastening. We still hastening the return of the Lord Yahawashi Hamashayach, because we need some righteousness to be ruling on the planet Earth. And we know we can't get righteousness under can't get right. We know we can't get righteousness on the earth under can't get right, under the wicked. You know, so not gonna hold. We're gonna close it out there. We're gonna close it out. Nope, we'll close it out we'll close it out here. Psalm chapter 80 and verse 19. Turn us again, O Most High Power of hosts. Cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. Amen. Turn again, O Most High, Yahawashi Hamashayach, to us, so that we can be saved. We're trying to get that. We're trying to get salvation. We want salvation. We need salvation. So in closing, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, and to the Akim and the Akwaf listening and learning. To you, I say Shalom.